Some of the topicality. It's common practice within the debate world to address the topicality of the debate. The narrowing of the topic creates more rewarding debates with specific and well thought out arguments. The resolution clearly states should not prevent the movement uh, this House should not prevent the movement of refugees. This House cannot mean multiple governing bodies at the same time. As my opponent states, the debate between the United States and Syrian refugees is a very relevant one. She also states that I am conceding the point that the United States should not allow refugees to move to the U.S. because of the threat of terrorism. She cites CIA director saying it is ISIS's intention to infiltrate the refugee population. However, I say a few times now, my plan is to not allow refugees to freely flow into the United States. I also stated the refugees resettlement program is also the least likely avenue for terrorists to choose. Refugees who are selected for resettlement in the United States go through a painstaking multi-layered review before being accepted. This also refutes her point that I concede the refugees should be vetted. In 2016, the United States identified 13.5 million Syrian refugees in need of assistance, of which more than 6 million were internally displaced within Syria, and 4.8 million refugees were outside of Syria. In January 2017, the UNHCR counted almost 5 million registered refugees. When the United States only takes in 10,000 refugees, we have no material impact on the important issue. There's much more the United States can do. This is why my plan proposed threefold solidarity: economic solidarity to share the burden of helping poor countries deal with this issue, which also addresses her point that we need to help surrounding countries where these refugee crises are taking place; political solidarity to work with the other nations; and geographic solidarity to accept more refugees. The last form of solidarity is most important for the U.S. because we barely take in any refugees in. While we should still screen people come into our country, we need to make it easier for refugees suffering from persecution to come to the United States. I also address our point of the economic impact of refugees. You should extend my evidence from the IMF stating that the positive effect refugees have in the economy. It expressly states GDP in the EU as a whole would be lifted by 0.05, 0.05, 0.09, or 0.13% in 2015, 2016, and 2017 respectively. By 2020, the level of GDP could be 0.25% higher for the EU as a whole, and between 0.5 and 1% higher for Germany, Australia, and Sweden.